babies. How are ya? Bitch. I'm gonna get right into it. The girls are motherfucking going through it because they shut TikTok down. They banned her in the United States. Honey, and whoever in China that is running TikTok is a shady queen, honey. Because you log on to TikTok, as soon as you hit TikTok, you see a little taste of somebody's For You. Honey, and then the notification to say that it's been blocked and banned pops up, bitch. Honey, it's almost like you can see the party going on inside the venue, but they shut the door and say that you can't come in. Bitch, it is a scandal and the girls can't motherfucking take it. I'm sorry, I'm laughing. Because I know a lot of girls, a lot of people, that was their second income. That was like their only income for a lot of people. And people were able to make honey, for you to be able to wake up in the morning and not have to go to a job and not have to deal with the stress of a job, and all you have to do is, clean yourself up a little bit. Maybe some of the girls were natural. They could just go live at any time and get in front of your camera and speak to millions of people and make coins, make more than you would if you was going to some man's corporation or some other person's job where they hired you and you're the employee. Honey, please. This is how I really feel. I thought that, I understand that was a dream for a lot of people. And there are a lot of people that were successful at it and they were able to make a living out of it. And my condolences to you. I'm not laughing at you. But I think going forward, I think they need to ban all of this stuff, to be honest with you, because it's made us dumber. It's made us less aware. It's desensitized us to the news cycle. Whereas before we were used to seeing the news once a day, maybe twice a day. Now you're seeing news items every few minutes. And so nothing really sits with you to anger you enough to change or to bring forth change. Okay? Going forth, anybody that does that, I want you to make sure that I want you to get what you need. If you can have an engaging, new, intelligent way of doing commentary, I'll support it. Okay, I don't support mess. The one thing about me, mother doesn't support mess. So if you are not, and you ignorant, I'm not supporting that, honey. If you don't have anything that's going to offer the universe that is going to help us, because here in this country, we don't need it, baby. Today is the last day of the Biden presidency, and it's so sad. I don't know if I'm going to upload this video today or not. So if I upload it a couple of days later, just know that I did this video on Sunday, the 19th, of January, on the eve of the nightmare. But, honey, I think they need to do away with all of this stuff, because if you really ask me, the reasons why the United States want to ban TikTok is because they say it's a security thing and they're selling our data and all this other stuff. But what about how the U.S. is selling our data? What about Miss Markeisha Zuckerpusha, whatever her name is, Zuckermucka, whatever her name is, Miss Markeisha? Okay, what about her? What about Miss Melania? No, messed up. What's her name? Musclania. I'm gonna call her Musclania. Miss Musclania. What about her? What about her, honey? I almost had it right. Miss Elania. Okay, Miss Elania Musciania. Okay, child, please. I'm not. It's early. I'm not gonna try to make up her cute little fucking names. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Them girls. Okay. What about them girls. They've been selling our motherfucking data and shit for years now. Especially Miss Marquisha. For years. Why do you think and selling it to outside of the country, allegedly? Why do you think you have all these spam texts and calls on your cell phone? Why do you think you periodically get these data breaches and all kinds of... Honey, I don't think people realize what they voted for. Bitch. Y'all don't know what y'all voted to give the corporations that are harming us the most more power and no accountability. And more resources. But child, the girls are going through it. I am saddened. But here's the thing. Here's the thing, baby. TikTok was no better than the other ones. Okay? They weren't. They weren't any better than the United States apps that everybody's on every day, all day long. Okay? We are being controlled by this media apparatus. We are being controlled and brainwashed. But here's the thing. TikTok, I thought it was so laughable that in their argument, in their defense of the ban, was saying that it violates the First Amendment, okay, of the Constitution. And they're a Chinese company. They're not even in this country. But I found it even more interesting that they felt that way because they're the main ones violating our constitutional rights. On TikTok, I can't tell you how many times I had to appeal an unfair decision that violated my constitutional rights. Now, granted, they reversed a lot of the restrictions that they put on my account. But no, at the end, the last year of my being on TikTok, bitch, they put my motherfucking account in the dark. And they limited my access and my reach. Okay, and then they had the nerve to want me to pay for them to promote my posts. Oh, no, ma'am. So you put my account in some sort of restricted status permanently where I wasn't able to generate more than a couple of thousand of fucking views. And a lot of times there was certain, like if I posted something about the orange person that's about to take office, bitch, they restricted the post. It would just be one or two people. They wouldn't even put it in the For You ocean or sea of videos. Okay? If they didn't like the commentary, they banned it or restricted it. Or said that it went against community guidelines. And then they had the nerve to switch my age to 16 so that it would limit what I could do on the platform. Like you can't go live, you can't buy stuff from the store, you can't do certain things. And it limited my reach. And so then the ban came up. And then they started crying about, this is unfair. It's unfair restrictions and it's unfair. What? Bitch, let me tell you what it's all about. Well, they was like it's unfair and it goes against our constitutional right or the First Amendment, even though they're not a U.S. company. It's fucking crazy to me. But the thing that kills me the most is that what this is really about is that they're trying to force China to sell to a U.S. company owned by Miss Marquisha Zuckerberg, whatever her name is. I know her name, but I'm not going to say it. Miss Marquisha Zuckerberg. Okay? You know why? Because she was the direct competition to Miss Marquisha's apps. You know, the one that we lovingly have called by 2-letter words or names, starting with an I, and the other one is starting with an F. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The gram in the book. They want it because TikTok was competition, honey. They weren't selling our data more than the book and the gram was. Y'all made these motherfuckers so rich and powerful that they feel entitled. You've given them generational wealth, and then y'all gotta turn around and complain about it. About the system that you voted for, dummy. Honey, I wanted to do a video, and I'm going to do a video about women and their intuition and their, their that innate maternal instincts and that discernment that women used to have, that compassion, that love. I see more people that are female talking about Wendy Williams is okay. And I'm like, as a woman, that internal barometer that lets you know when someone's okay and they're not okay clearly is broken. Y'all so worried about trans women and gay men and all the people that you consider a competition and why you're lonely and alone and single, that you have lost what it means, your natural gift as a woman, as a spiritual being. The thing that made you powerful, one of the things that made you powerful was that discernment, that thing, that knowing, that knowingness of you can look at a person and see if they're okay. You can look at a person and see that there's trauma there and say something to them and hug them. You can look at a child and know when they're being abused. Okay? Now y'all can't even, the young girl that is being SA'd, y'all are saying, oh, she looks normal to me. Oh, she looks okay to me. You are falling far from grace. And then you get mad when you see it in the trans women, when you see it in the gay boys, when you see anyone else that possess that ability, that thing, you rail against it and then you demonize it. Am I saying all women? No, because there are some women that get it. There's some women that are so deeply intuitive that it is to be admired because they're so tapped in that they can see the real deal. Okay? But honey, that's another video. Because I wanted to do that video. But honey, I just went online and the girls are losing it. They are losing it. What I will say, I don't think people know what they did in voting for this man. I don't think people realize it. That how he's going to stack the courts even more. He has more power. You've given him every branch of government to control as fit. You gave him the green light to destroy this country, and they've already started. I don't want to hear anybody complaining. I think I'm going to block people that are complaining, especially if I know that you voted for him. I don't want to be in community with you. I am trying to emotionally embrace myself, or brace myself, I should say, for this. Because this is heavy. This is heavier than I think anybody realizes. You have allowed, we're going to see, y'all, you have all these melanated people that ride and say the Democratic Party wasn't this and they weren't the friends of the black men, but they never talk about the Republican Party and all of the ways that the Republican Party has tried to, they never talk about all of the horrible things that the Republicans do. Like, you can't compare the Republicans to the Democrats. You really can't. Because on one hand, you have people that are trying to take away the rights of the most oppressed while they enrich their own pockets and bank accounts. They are clearly telling you what they're about. And then you have people that are on the left that are trying to rail against what the Republicans want to do. That is going to destroy humanity and impoverish us all even more. Whenever I hear someone speak like that, I know that they're coming from a place of ignorance. And they should not be trusted with my time. They're low IQ. You have people still talking about how Lincoln freed the slaves, how the Republicans freed the slaves. No, baby, it's not. There's a big switch. If you know history, political history, go back into the 1900s, around the Eisenhower time. There was a big switch. The people, long story short, the people that were Republicans back in the 1800s are what we would call today the Democrats. Dummies. You have to go through the whole history, not just the pieces that you feel that people are telling you, back in the 1850s is when the Republicans freed the slave or helped to free the slave. No, baby, you got to go back, honey. You got to go back, baby, and go through the whole system, from the 1800s up until like the mid 1900s. Like around the civil rights movement. Pay attention. Study it. Get the context of it all. Then you'll understand. So you won't make stupid ass statements like that again. But you know what? I think I'm going to try to not do any more political videos. Unless something really crazy happens that I need to speak about. Because I think for my dolls, especially the dolls that are going to be the ones that are going to be impacted the most, especially the ones that voted for Miss Kamala, we need to really focus on mental health, self-care, and focus on the future. Focus on, let me give you something positive to take away. Back in the last Trump administration, you got to see the likes of Saucy Santana and all these really flamboyant. You got to see Saucy Santana, whom I love. I don't have no issues with Saucy. Saucy, for the most part, always fights for the girls and stands up for the girls. So much love to Saucy Santana. Okay? But you got to keep in mind, during the last Trump administration, when they were trying to do all the LGBT bans, that's when Saucy Santana became famous. And I respect him and I love him for the fact that I can't think of another queer man outside of since Sylvester that was that blatantly and fearlessly himself. And I think for the fact that Saucy Santana came into prominence during the Trump administration, the last Trump administration, speaks to, it may be hard, but you got to just be yourself, be intelligent, be classy, be tactful, observe the room, but still be in the room. Make your presence known. Live your life. Keep moving forward, baby. A lot of trans girls, even some of the ones that are not so clever, intelligent, or good, or mean the trans community any good, they came into prominence. But you got to also keep in mind, we got Pose during the Trump administration. Say what you want about Pose. That was for us. And no matter how the issues that we had with the program, it was still for us and it was still a great show. And it came out during the Trump administration. Okay? I just want us all as trans women, just as LGBT people in general, act accordingly. Act with class and intelligence. And we need to unify. And we need to pull our allies. Because there are a lot of allies outside of our community that we can pull in with us. And we all need to fight for each other's rights. I don't know how to deal with I don't know. I don't want to say anything about the dolls, or the GNC, or the non-binary communities. I want to support them, and I do support them. I think everybody has their rights, but everyone has their place. I have my place, you have your place. Everybody has their place. We need to have our own places, our own spaces, our own communities. And we need to be an outreach for those outside of our communities that are also oppressed. And we need to all become a really tight, strong, unified army. Okay? We've given them too much power to oppress us. And in the meantime, and in the process, we've helped them become richer and more powerful. I want you to pay attention. I want you to pay attention to the playbook. The rich, especially the Republicans, the rich and the powerful are going to dangle transgenders over your heads. They're going to dangle migrants over your heads and make us out to be they're going to dangle black people, but they're going to find a clever roundabout way to do that with the blacks. Okay? But they're going to find a way to dangle and use all of the marginalized groups over everyone's head and make us out to be the boogeymen and boogie women, while it distracts from how they are dismantling your rights, how they're dismantling democracy, how they are getting rich while they do it. But I want you to pay attention. It's something that I peeped during the last Trump administration. Pay attention. It is going to get crazy. And to my dolls, this is what I'm going to say. And even to some of my biological women. Y'all better stop sleeping with these niggas for free. Y'all better stop sleeping with these niggas for free. You better, you better charge them extra. Because they have created this mess. Especially to my dolls. These men went out of their way to keep you in a closet with them and or push you back into a closet. They have demonized you to the world and created and controlled your narrative that you are tricking and fooling them when they are actively up in your DMs sending booty hole pictures. Bitch, you better fucking charge them and charge them extra. If you can't get a job because of the bigotry in this country and you're forced into that lifestyle where you have to do what you need to do, bitch, you better motherfucking charge them extra. You better get your look right. You better be able to advertise it right. You better get your look right, your body right, your attitude right. And you better be able to monetize off of how bad of a bitch you've become. Whatever that thing is. And you better charge them extra. Put tax on it. To all of them. Okay? And I'm gonna say this, and to all of you gay men that are out here still bullying the trans girls, you are a tired op. Okay? You are a tired op. Even if I don't mess with or fool with or speak to any of the dolls, any of them, I'm gonna still have their back over yours. Okay? You're tired. And it shows how much of a bully and a coward you are. Okay? It is. I've blocked a lot of accounts from seeing my content. But before I blocked those accounts, I started to see certain content creators that are homosexuals, like the wolves and the whites and the wolves, and y'all still attacking the dolls, and one doll in particular. It shows how weak men you are. You're weak. I don't respect you. Leave that lady alone. Okay? Leave that lady alone and leave the dolls alone. You're weak. You're oppressed in this country also. You're oppressed in this country also. How dare you? Punch down like that. Bitch, I can go in like I used to. Leave her alone. Leave the dolls alone. Okay? Y'all out here like a bunch of sick stalkers harassing her and harassing the dolls. Y'all are out here doing the most unnatural. Let me shut up. But baby, the stuff that y'all trying to project onto the trans community or what y'all doing, we mind our business. As you see, I'm out in these streets. I'm out at a job. The dolls have jobs. The dolls have businesses. The dolls are shopping. The dolls have cars. The dolls have homes. They're not out here in peep shows wrapping their mouths around glory holes. Okay, that's y'all. Y'all doing that. We not doing that. We don't have to. Bitch, y'all don't want me to go in. Let me go. Let me go. Just get off of me. Get off of me. Let me go. Let me go. Okay? I'm out of here, honey. Okay? I'm gonna make some baked ziti or stuffed shells. I got some ricotta. I got from Trader Joe's. Some ricotta cheese and a big thing. So I think I might stuff some shells, make like a marinara, garlic, roasted garlic, stuffed shells. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But it's going to be like a vegetarian one, like with spinach and a marinara sauce and stuff. Some fresh spinach and maybe some roasted garlic, marinara sauce or marinara sauce, whatever you want to say it, however you want to say it. Anyway, to my dolls, hold your heads up, okay? To all of my dolls, to all of my girls, okay? You're all my girls, okay? Hold your head up. If you see another doll on the street, smile at her. Give her a warm... No, let me rephrase that. Don't smile, because we know the girls can be shady. You know, maybe hold your heart and say hi. Say hi, sister, and keep it moving. That's what you need to do. Love on each other. God bless you. Have a good day. Mwah.